Hey y'all, welcome to Midweek Minis, the show where you get to ask us questions and we tell you your personal stories right back to you. I'm Mitch Lawrence and that's my wife Leah Lawrence.
Hey y'all.
And this will be the last Midweek Mini for at least until April. Oh no, might be done for good. I know y'all love the suspense because I enjoy doing it. All right, well Leah, do we have a personal story to tell?
We sure do.
That's exciting. Hit us with it.
All right. This one is also from that Instagram account that I've told you about before. We featured them on here, I think, twice before? Mm-hmm. It's Spooky CLT. So go follow them on Instagram. And these are stories from Charlotte, North Carolina, if you couldn't tell by the... Anyway.
Yeah.
So this... okay, here it is. It says... By 1891, there were 60 gold mines underneath what is now Uptown Charlotte. $2.6 million in gold was extracted from the area mines. During its prime, hundreds of workers were in the mines, most of them being immigrants. And at one point, there were more than 12 languages that could be heard in the mines. People on the streets...
Uh-oh. Is that what they did?
No. People on city streets and in the gold district of Charlotte still claim to hear whispers of foreign languages, and many believe that the lust for gold is still present in Charlotte, leading it to be the banking city that it is today. While operations ceased many years ago, countless tunnels still remain, many of which can still be accessed.
Well, that's
spooky
exciting.
Spooky gold miners and spooky gold mines.
Yep, there you go.
I like it.
That sounds fun though. Can like we go search them?
I have no idea. I'm sure any of the places that I know of that have any kind of tunnel system at all that's like still accessible. Most of the time you can take a ghost tour. Like in Portland, they have like the Shanghai tunnels and all of that stuff.
Never heard of that.
Oh, well, that's a big deal. But like I said, just about anywhere that has like a catacomb or an underground tunnel system of some sort has at least some kind of tourism associated with it. So I wouldn't be surprised, but I don't know that I've ever been to Charlotte, so.
I know that I haven't. I'd go. We could go and do a live stream from down in the mines. Yeah?
That sounds not like something I would want to do. Thank you.
Not
kindly.
Feasible either.
I'm not a huge fan of underground.
Yeah.
Like I've been through you go through the caves, the walking tour caves, and you see the stalactites and the stalagmites. And
like DeSoto Caverns.
I've been to DeSoto. I've been to the Lost Sea Caverns. I've done all the ones in Tennessee on vacation as a kid. Yeah, I get it. Ruby Falls, seen it, done it. Still didn't love it. I'll do it, and it's not something like I'm not super claustrophobic or anything, so I don't have a problem with going down there. It's just like the thought of cave diving is the same thing for me. What if something shifts or an earthquake happens and you're fucking stuck down there and you have no other options? You know what I mean? Like that kind of paranoia is super duper with me at all times. So,
and if y'all don't know what DeSoto Caverns is for our non-Alabama residents, it's actually a really freaking cool cave system in Northeast Alabama.
Yeah.
It's really cool for, children. There are a lot of field trips there every year, but I mean, as an adult, it's still pretty cool.
Yeah, it's really neat, especially if you're into geology.
Yeah.
But, anywhere that has a cave system like that does tours and stuff like that.
One of my favorite jokes ever, one that formed me as a child, maybe. I think it still sticks with me, and I heard it when I was like 9. We were on a field trip at DeSoto Caverns, and the guide... made a real funny joke where that we were learning about stalactites and stalagmites, and the tights are from the top because they're holding on tight, and the mites are reaching up mightily. And they were showing how, they eventually touch each other.
Yes.
And there was one that was about an inch or 2 inches apart, and they said, we are actually already selling tickets for when these join together. It's in about 2,000 years. Something like that. It made me laugh real hard as a 9-year-old. Formative for my humor. Right there.
You're
Very
ridiculous.
Good. Very good joke. I mean, come on. It's like you could buy them right now. It's for December 20th of 4,094, whatever. Whenever I was 9, I don't know. I couldn't figure it out either, if you asked me. I have no idea. We ready to get into some questions, Leah?
Yeah, sure.
All right. From Sam. One of my favorite questions ever. With a question mark at the end, it just says punctuation. Go ahead.
So like, I'm going to take that as, what is your favorite punctuation mark?
Okay.
And I enjoy an interrobang.
Oh, yeah.
It's the one that's got the one dot and then the question mark and the exclamation point.
Yeah.
Sort of mixed together, like with just the dot underneath it. It's a very excited question, or a
it's an ejaculation.
Yes, it's a question with emphasis, and I like it, and I like the word interrobang.
Yeah,
and that's what I'm going to answer punctuation with.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say punctuation.
Well, first I'm going to. That was a nice interrobang, Leah.
Thanks.
I'm going to answer the question as is, and I'm going to say yes.
Please.
I am a grammar fiend. I enjoy proper. It's not that I enjoy proper grammar. It's just that I really dislike improper grammar, like a lot. So yeah, if you just, good God, y'all, join any Facebook group. No one knows what a period is. There's just nothing but run-on sentences in any Facebook group, and it infuriates me. But I still do it. But if we're going to pick our favorite, strictly because of the name of it, I'll say ampersand.
That has always been a fun word.
It's just a fun word to say.
I used to like to draw them, too, just because they were fun shaped.
With your quill pens?
Shut the fuck up, okay? Rude.
You are such a terrible child. You are a terrible child, is what I meant to say.
Thanks.
Yes. It's been a weird day, y'all. I'm tired.
I am a 30-year-old woman. Thank you very much.
Okay, let me get the next question here. I mean, you're still a child, though, to me. You're always a child.
Then that
to
makes
me.
you a super creep.
From Sam, do you think Roy still has the commandment statue in his house? And follow-up, do you think he uses it as a breakfast table? And if so, on which commandment does he put his plate? Number one, this directly relates to the first question, because there's not a goddamn comma or question mark or period in this entire thing. There's a period at the end after the word plate. God damn it, Sam. He's speaking of Roy Moore, who is running for Senate again, who is a literal Christian fascist who he was elected to the Supreme Court of Alabama twice. And
after having been removed, by the way.
Yeah, he was removed a second time as well because he kept the 10 Commandments in his courtroom, not in his courtroom, in the courthouse, right? He put up a monument to the 10 Commandments. It was
like he had a massive marble statue of the 10 Commandments placed in the Supreme Court building. And you can't do that, by the way, or you shouldn't do that. They ruled it unconstitutional and they removed it, and he refused to let them remove it. So they removed him. Yeah, and then they fucking reelected him.
He got reelected. And then the second time he got removed was because when gay marriage went legal federally, he ordered Alabama judges to not perform a gay marriage. Period. So they were like, okay, well, you're gone again. So he was like, well, I'm going to run for the Senate now. And he lost to Doug Jones, and now he's running again.
Yeah, so he is trash.
He's literal trash.
Actual, put him in a big old hefty bag trash.
Yeah, he is one of the worst people, one of the worst human beings in the world, period.
It's pretty rough. But do I think he still has the monument? Fuck yes, he does. Yeah. Do I think he uses it as a table? No, probably not, because he probably worships it like a weird, creepy dude.
Yeah,
and,
I think he
pets
fucks it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think he rubs his dick right between the stone pages.
Super into it. So I don't think he would put a breakfast glass on it. But
if he did, which commandment does he put his plate? Period. Fucking shit.
God, that's a good question. I'd probably go the coveting one.
The adultery one?
Don't covet your neighbor's wife or whatever.
Yeah.
Because he was a super creep in the mall.
Yeah, he also... one of the main reasons he lost to Doug Jones was because a bunch of shit got unearthed from him in the 70s about him that, he was the acting judge in a a certain county somewhere, and he wasn't allowed in the mall in the city. He was barred from the mall because he was trying to pick up teenagers.
As
like a 40, 50-year-old. So, that happened too. Anyway, he's probably going to get elected, is my point, because Alabama is full of actual trash. So there you go. The Ten Commandments. Where does he put his plate? I don't know enough about the Ten Commandments. I'll say the one about false idols and shit. Who cares?
Because he's made himself one in that Ten Commandment statue.
Exactly. Oh, this is one of my favorites. From Sam's husband, Brian. What's your favorite song that might be by Michelle Branch, but you'd have to look it up? Right. This is the one that I, just a little while ago, we were talking about Ashley Simpson for something, and it was that song that she had that was big, Pieces of Me. If you could tell me anything, any female pop singer in the early 2000s, I might think it's Michelle Branch. I really might. So there's my answer, Leah. Was Everywhere to Me done by Michelle Branch? Is that the one that
saying.
we got talked about?
Everywhere to Me is the one that we were talking about.
Yeah. I don't think that's Michelle Branch. I think she did 1,000 Miles.
Pretty much.
That was Vanessa Carlton.
Fuck. Vanessa Carlton.
Fuck. There's so many.
Anything that Mandy Moore sings, because I think they had sort of a similar vibe because they all did at the time. Yeah. So probably anything that Mandy Moore sang. But
like 30% on topic. Does anyone remember Casey and JoJo?
No.
That was a thing.
Sorry.
Any of their songs could be by Michelle Branch. Who knows? So you're answering... Okay, good.
Yeah,
moving on.
That was everything. I never really listened to a lot of popular music in that time period because I had phases. Mitchell knows this about me. I had weird musical phases, and like that was probably during the time that I got really into big band swing, and I was like obsessed with Count Basie. So anyway,
she's listening to Big Bang while
Big Band Mitchell.
Big Bang. What the fuck? She was listening to big band music, writing with quill pens.
Fuck you.
From Marissa, if life were a video game, what would some of the cheat codes be?
Oh,
Leah's
God.
favorite from The Sims. Go ahead.
I hope it's Motherload because I need that. But it's $50,000 every time you enter that code. Oh my God, I need it. Please. Excuse me, 50,000 simoleons.
Yeah. That sounds racist.
Yeah. A little bit. But I was playing earlier today and I motherloaded the fuck out of that game.
Hey. Dropping the mother load.
Because, like, playing the game is fun, but, like, I prefer to build characters and build houses and decorate everything real cute. And, like, it's...
Leah's about designing.
Yeah, I like to build it and make cute characters and stuff like that, as opposed to, like, actually giving a fuck about the gameplay. But, I mean, I played the game, but my favorite part of it is building shit, so... Yeah.
I would say that, and there was one... in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, where you could just spawn a fighter jet that you could just fly with wherever you wanted, and it would automatically give you a parachute. And so many times I would just take that plane up as high as I could, and then just jump out with the parachute. Excuse me. I would say that one would be a popular one, until everybody's fighter jets just fell on all of the populace when they jumped out. But, that's a good one, I think.
You want to just be able to... parachute anywhere you go.
Another favorite from Grand Theft Auto is you could just alter your body type however you wanted, because you could get girlfriends in the game. But for some of them you had to be like super fat, and others you had to be super fit, and others you had to be super skinny. That would be a popular one, I think.
Oh yeah. I could deal with that.
Mm-hmm. Do you have another one? Just Motherload? You just want Motherload.
Or Rosebud if you're feeling, real tame about it, because that only gives you 1,000 simoleons.
Oh.
But why the fuck would you Rosebud if you would Motherload? I don't get it. Whatever. Next
week's question. Why would you Rosebud when you could Motherload? That sounds like a sex thing.
A little bit.
From Sam. Best Power Rangers iteration, and why is it Wild Force? I'll be completely honest. I watched Power Rangers until they became ninjas, and then I haven't watched it since. Which was like That was like 1996. Okay, so it was the time of the second movie.
Yeah, but I'm exactly the same. And me and my brother were both obsessed with Power Rangers. But past Ivan Ooze, I didn't continue to watch it.
That's the first movie.
The first one. I didn't continue to watch it past that because I think my brother really got too old for it. And I really got into like anime because, of course, I did.
Well, it is the first one when they become ninjas. I'm wrong, but I watched until the second movie was my point. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the one when they started doing like animals that weren't like the Megazord and stuff, like when they started coming out with some of the other themes, I didn't keep watching it because, like I said, my brother was too old for it, and I had gotten into like Sailor Moon and Tenchi Muyo and that kind of thing. So
I'm so excited that I have a side story for this. I'm so excited. Go ahead though.
No, I take your word for it. I've got a bunch of friends that are actually huge you do. Power Ranger fanatics, like obsessed. But I could never keep up with that conversation because, like I said, I loved it, but just like the early characters, the ones that were from there when I was a little kid. I had all the action figures. It was fucking awesome. They clipped together to make the Megazord.
Yeah, they did. I liked the video games, though. The Super Nintendo had a great Power Rangers game. Great one. My side story for this, though, is, so, I stopped watching when the White Ranger was still a thing, when Tommy was the White Ranger, right? Okay, y'all. Right after Leah and I started dating, we may have told this story already.
Yeah, definitely.
But after we started dating, we went to WizardCon in New Orleans.
Wizard World. I'm sorry. It was it's a Comic-Con, and they had a costume contest. One of the judges of that costume contest was Jason David Frank, who was the Green White Ranger, the Tommy guy. Okay. And oh my God, the level of narcissism on that motherfucker. And I'm going to tell you why. So they have the competition and every judge got to pick their favorite, like a first runner up type thing or first prize for each judge. And then there was a grand prize winner. Everyone picked someone that put in a shitload of time and made their costume and looked great. Absolutely stunning shit.
Jason David Frank.
Took hours and days and months to create, just crafting tiny little bits of it.
And the winner of the overall thing, the grand prize, made their own Dalek. They were in the Dalek, like a functioning Dalek with a voice changer and everything. It was awesome. But Jason David Frank, for his pick, was someone that literally went to Party City and bought a Green Ranger costume.
Yep.
And they walked out and he said, "It's my pick and I'm going to tell you why." And everybody started booing. He went, No, I'm going to tell you why. It's because of how they presented it. Like, they came out and played the little dagger flute and he thought that it was awesome. And everyone in there was like, "You motherfucker, we do not like you." He's apparently like an uber Christian or something, but he is a goddamn narcissist.
He is super duper narcissist. But he is super full of himself.
Oh, yeah.
But to be fair, it was not a Party City costume. It was like one that he had gone on one of those cosplay websites and probably paid $200 for it. It was a nice costume, but he clearly did not make it.
It was just a plain green costume. It was just a plain,
boring, it had the little neck piece, and then he had a nice sword. That's it.
Dagger. It's a dagger. They played the flute, and the little saber thing came out.
Whole thing, everybody in that audience was ready to just push him off the stage.
We were revolting.
It was really funny, but anyway.
Oh my God, y'all. Anyway, I loved the Green and White Ranger, but I think the guy even marketed himself as Evil Green Ranger.
Yes,
I think that was it. Yeah.
He was the evil Ranger because there was an episode where he became evil.
No, it wasn't an episode. The Green Ranger was originally evil, and then he flip-flopped back and forth. Gotcha. But when he became white, he was always good. And he had the little white dagger that was named Sava.
God, it's been so fucking long since I've seen that.
I loved Power Rangers up until, a point. And anyway. He is a fucking douchebag, but yes. I loved the Green and White Ranger.
Yeah.
Loved him.
Billy was my favorite, but
yeah, because you love gay guys.
Exactly. Yeah.
Leah has no gaydar for her Power Rangers or boyfriends.
Or boy band members, turns out.
Yeah. Yeah, for real. I think we can do one more. There's only 2 more questions in the bag, so.
Oh, shit.
We'll just do one
Y'all,
more.
we need to fill that bag up. Send in questions during the Monster Madness hiatus.
It's a good one to end on, too, because I got nothing to say. From Sam, best use of cornmeal.
Oh,
Period.
obviously, I guess cornbread. I don't particularly like cornmeal as just a thing. I know it's really popular in Southern cooking, but I would probably go with cornbread. It's the most versatile. You can use it, make it sweet, make it salty, make it hot, make it not. It's a universally easy to do recipe, cornbread. But obviously, you could use it as a fish batter.
Yeah.
Fry some catfish.
You can. It's very good for hush puppies.
Yeah.
Well, let's just go ahead and finish this out. Best person of the Trinity, also from Sam.
I'm going to go Holy Ghost on this one.
Does a ghost count as a person?
Yes.
Do any of the Trinity count as a person, though?
Yeah, they're 3 in 1. They're
I know,
each a person of the Trinity. Anyway, yeah, Holy Ghost. Going Holy Ghost on this one.
I'll say Holy Ghost as well, only because Eddie Izzard has a great bit about it. Where he... God, y'all, we've told you before, go check out Dressed to Kill by Eddie Izzard, but he walks around and goes, ooh, Holy Ghost, Holy Ghost. And then God says, Holy Ghost. This isn't an episode of Scooby-Doo. That's it. That's the whole thing. I mean, there's more to it, but that's all you need to know.
Yeah.
There's one more here, and I don't even know if we can answer
I
it.
thought you said there was...
Yeah, but I took it out because I didn't know how to answer it. So, from before Pip was Sam, now he's Pip, now he's Sam. I'm sorry, this is Pip. Okay. What's something you think, but absolutely nobody agrees? We've had this one come up before, and we put it back in. So what's something you think, but absolutely no one agrees?
The yellow starbursts are the best.
Yeah, you're a fucking... that's weird.
I fucking love the yellow starburst, and no one likes them but me, I don't think. And which was great because, I mean, the pink ones are fine, but they're not great. And I know that's just heresy or something. And my brother loved the pink ones, so I would trade the pink ones for the yellow ones, and we all were like happy kids because we liked other, different flavors. So...
I mean, I like the yellow starburst.
Y'all, they're the best.
They're not the best at all.
They are. See, that's why that's the answer to that question.
Okay. I have one that, I don't know. I'm sure some people agree with it, but I know most people don't. I thought Batman Arkham Knight was fucking awesome. And people don't like it because there's like a lot of Batmobile sections. And I'm like, I think the fucking Batmobile sections are titties.
I don't like that Batmobile, though.
It's not great.
Super military tech, and I like that real sleek... Like, the sexy Batmobile,
Right. You've watched me play it, right?
With the lines. That one's all, like, angular and awful, and it has the wheels that... I mean, it's obviously more maneuverable than, a standard, like...
Well, look, the Batmobile sections people didn't like. People didn't like the story in it. I thought the story was great, even though you knew what was coming. Yeah. All right, so spoilers, it's been 5 years. I don't give a fuck if you haven't played it. The Arkham Knight is Jason Todd, who was a Robin, right? And everybody thought Robin got killed. And then, anyway, who gives a fuck? I loved it. I thought the gameplay was excellent, fucking awesome. And a lot of people are like, the Batmobile sections suck, and it was a lame-ass story. I'm like, shut the fuck up. It's real good. That's it. That's all I got.
I don't really care. I don't play video games that make me have motion sickness, and that one does. So
literally every video game will give you motion sickness, though.
Not all of them.
Yeah. Leah watched me play Gears of War 4 for a minute the other day, and she was like, oh, this is awful.
Yeah, I almost puked. It was bad.
The Gears of War games are very, very camera shaky. Because they're third-person shooter, but there's a lot of maneuverability in there. Oh, God, it's rough.
I'm a handheld gamer because if you get a screen too big for me, I will throw up.
Yeah. I understand. I need to play Arkham Knight on our new TV. I haven't done that yet.
Okay.
I want to do that because it's a beautiful game, but now we have a 65-inch 4K TV. $278 on Black Friday at Walmart. Thank you, everybody. You should have gotten it if you didn't. And I want to play that game on there because movies are beautiful on it.
Yeah.
I know that. And I'm not a big TV guy, but I really wanted that TV.
Yeah, I know you did.
And we got it.
And it just fit in the back of your car, too.
Yeah, it was y'all, it was amazing. I had just gotten a new car from Leah's grandparents, and it's a mini SUV. We got the box out there, and it's like slid perfectly into the back of that SUV.
Like if it had been a centimeter wider, we couldn't have
and
got
it was
it
a perfect, like it was made to hold that TV. Like it slid directly into the back like right over the lip of the back of it.
It was
too.
a very
It was
satisfying fit.
That card was made to hold a 65-inch TV box. That's what it was for. Oh, it was wonderful.
Yep.
I'm so happy.
All right,
Well, we're out of questions, y'all. So Monster Madness coming up next week. Y'all be sure to get on. We're not sure how the voting's going to work yet, but, y'all got to vote and figure it out.
no, I'm going to figure it out and post links to the voting. But
there you go. But you have to
we
vote.
will explain that in the first episode of Monster Madness.
There you go. We're going to need questions in April, though. So y'all send us some more with no goddamn punctuation, please. Thank you so much for listening, and we will see you this weekend for the main episode.
Bye, y'all.